there was like or like administrators and teachers I was talking with. They had classes of students that essentially went from 5th grade to 9th grade, just totally missing middle school with the COVID lockdowns in some cases. And it's like, that's a huge part of your like
wow.
progression, like developing, right? Like just like it's a big enough like jump going from like, hey, got recess, every day I go to school, to 6th grade and getting used to like the whole locker sort of ideal, going to multiple different teachers, and like you're basically skipping out on all of that, going straight from being a kid with recess to now you're borderline an adult, freshman in high school, right?
All those challenges too, and that lack of interaction. I mean, because we all learn from the good and the bad that happens to us in school, right?
Yeah.
So there's, times where you remember like, oh man, that really was terrible. But it leads you into a direction that maybe is better or maybe worse. But the interaction still is very important.
Well, and then from like the parenting perspective, we talked about, kind of hands-off parenting. But then I also grew up with like the helicopter parenting, like not my parents. I think like obviously they cared a lot, about my brother and I growing up, but also like gave us space, or like if it was like the drinking or whatever, like giving us their space to do it in a more controlled, sort of environment.
Yeah.
But we still had like the freedom, like go around the neighborhood, given very suburban area, and still like kind of enclosed neighborhood, not like gated off or whatever. But then just a few years later, kids growing up in the neighborhood younger than me, you can't go past the mailbox, like 4 houses down the road, right?
Right.
And not letting these kids develop. And then furthermore, and they go to school, they're not able to develop, if school gets called out. And I think that's also kind of goes hand in hand with kind of just like outsourcing. I don't know if we've mentioned this in this podcast, but it's been again on my mind a lot. As a country, we've gotten so used to outsourcing, like all of our products, a lot of our services, even like whether it's outsourced.
I like the idea of doing stuff more, that here. And
well, it's not even just like more here, but like even as an individual, like again, everyone outsources something, right? Like you don't do your own surgery. Like if you have to like go like get work done. Like,
just kidding. I do concrete. No, I get it. Yeah. I'm kidding.
But and so it's like everyone draws a line, but it's like seems that it's become more and more the norm. Like, oh, why would I stoop down to like doing that myself? There's someone that like could or should take care of this for me, right?
Okay.
And I think the same thing has happened with like education, where kids get into 3rd, 4th grade, even high school, and the reading and writing level, like the illiteracy rates, are incredible and like grossly misreported as well, because all these schools are getting their funding based off their graduation rates. And then of course, parents like, you're going to pass through my little Johnny, my little Susie.
Because,
right?
All right. So you're saying and, like, they just are
getting
passed.
pushed along.
They're just,
right.
Whatever they do.
And we have like brilliant, sort of engineering minded like students or whatever that work with us, but like none of them can like sign their name, like even like their first and last name in cursive, right? And then even just some of them, like their handwriting, it's like one kid is in college now, and like this is maybe being kind, 4th grade sort of handwriting, and like probably less, and not like a good 4th grade, like, and I think my mom had even said like kindergarten, 1st grade. And it's like some of these basic skills like writing, reading, it's like kids don't read anymore. I mean, and it's like, unless the answer is being given to them, like just the ability, like, and what I'm getting at is like, it's gone beyond products and services that we're outsourcing. It's like outsourcing thinking, right, as individuals.
Yeah.
Outsourcing parenting and like teaching your kids how to like read and write. Oh no, the public education system's going to take care of that for me. And
I still think it's circling around. I really do. I do.